What's up, everyone? Today I'm going to answer the question that I've been asked so many times, and that is, should I tip my tattoo artist? And the answer, well, shouldn't really surprise you, but let's get started. Okay, so the question that I get asked a lot, and maybe you might just be wondering, should I tip my tattoo artist? Well, there are many trains of thought when it comes to this question. First off, tattooing is a service, just like any other service industry job. Whether you're a delivery person or a waiter or a waitress, clients should also consider tipping their tattoo artist. I think a lot of it comes down to the client not understanding how much time and effort goes into creating a tattoo, and especially if you get a custom design. Now, let me clarify a few things before we push on. Number one, your tattoo artist is not expecting a tip. Number two, you don't have to tip if you don't want to. It's your money. But tipping is more of a way to let your artists know that you appreciate their work and that you love your tattoo. But again, remember that not tipping is always an option. But also, on the other side of this, understand that not tipping does a couple things. It'll leave a sour taste in your artist's mouth, and it won't help you build a solid bond with your artist. And these are two important things, especially if you plan on coming back to use this artist in the future to do the rest of your tattoos. Or really, if you just plan on using the shop in general. It's important to remember that all the artists in the shop are normally pretty good friends and they talk to each other. So, you've decided you're going to tip, or you've wrapped your head around the notion of tipping. Now the next question is, how much do I tip? And there are several things to consider when answering this question. Some tattoos take more work than others, both behind the scenes and actually tattooing. You could have had your artist draw this big back piece that you wanted, or you could have had your artist do fine, thin line tattoos. And both of those take work and precision and different skill sets. And it's important to remember that there is no one tattoo experience or price. There's no one size fits all tipping option. Also, general rule of thumb, the more that you spend on your tattoo, the more you should probably tip, as your tattoo artist is putting generally more work into it. Another thing to consider is that your tattoo artist isn't just doing your tattoo. They're also responsible for making sure you are comfortable, make sure you're taken care of, and to make sure you're having a good time during this whole experience. Also, consider if your artist is doing a pre-drawn design. Normally this means tattoo flash, something they have hanging on the wall, or maybe they have hanging above their station. Personally, I do a lot of flash. I draw a lot and have a lot of designs for my clients and customers to pick from. But just because they do that doesn't mean they don't deserve a tip. A lot of work beforehand went into that. But also, personally, I can say we do a lot to make sure our client feels comfortable and has a good experience. So, how much exactly should you tip? Well, I think that there are two ways to go about this. First way is tipping a percentage. I've heard a lot of tattoo artists say different percentages, anywhere from 10 to 20%. I think if you stay within that range and it's all relational to the size of your tattoo, you should be fine. Another way to determine the tip is to just decide on a dollar amount you want to give your tattoo artist. Normally, before you actually get the tattoo, if you've done a consultation, you should know how much your tattoo is going into this. Based on that, you can decide how much you want to give your tattoo artist. I've been given a $20 tip on a $60 tattoo because my client determined that that is what they want to give going into it. It's important to remember though that a tip is not about you, it's about your artist. Again, if you appreciate everything that they've done for you, if your tattoo turned out awesome, if they made the experience amazing, and if generally, overall, you had a great time, I think all those warrant a pretty good tip. Plus, a little secret is that if you tip well, in the future, if you plan on going back to that artist and you consider them your artist, tipping them well puts them in a really good mood so that whenever you come back to get a tattoo, they try and cut you deals as much as they can. And what if you can't afford to tip your artist? Then don't. Most artists are completely understanding of this. And most artists, most reputable artists, won't throw a fit or make a big scene if you don't give them a tip. Make sure you do tip if it does fit into your budget. That's it for today, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We answered the question, should I tip my tattoo artist? And if you're directly asking me, I would say yes. But the answer is, it's up to you. Let me know in the comments below what you feel comfortable tipping your tattoo artist. Thanks guys for tuning in, and we will see you in the next video.